Oh, what? I didn't even do it right. Where did I go wrong? Today, we're going to be building snow tracks for the Rubicon and everything else that will bolt up to it. These look like fun, don't they? So it's winter time here, and like any good winter, there's snow involved, and when there's snow involved, we gotta have tracks, right? Or snow chains, but I want to build tracks. I think tracks will be fun. So today we're going to be building snow tracks from scratch, I guess. From scratch? I don't know. I bought the track. We're gonna have to build something to mount it to the Jeep. Presumably, snow tracks need to take the place of the tires, or at least that's what I'm going for today. So we need to build another wheel system that basically captures the track so that it won't slip off or fail or anything like that. Probably will fail, actually. But we'll get this tire off, get it all measured up, and then we'll go inside and kind of draw out what we need to make. So that's kind of the outline I'm going for. It gives me about 4.5 feet of track to the ground, which is a significant amount considering how much my other tires give me, which is like a square footprint. So, and these tracks are also 15 inches wide. Those are wide. Our first order of business is going to be making a wheel or a sprocket system that bolts to this hub and drives the track. And then we'll be able to build our frame that holds all of our other wheels that holds this to shape. So let's get into the office, start drawing out what we need. Man, it is so windy outside. That's what all those squeaking and doors moving that you can hear. All right, before we get any further on the tracks and how those are going, I just want to let you know that this video is brought to you by Walls Outdoor Goods. They're the ones that make this awesome denim jacket that I love. They make these pants that I'm wearing right now. And actually, I didn't plan this, but I'm also wearing their shirt. So if you haven't looked at Walls Outdoor Goods yet, I would take a peek. The link is in the description. You can wait till the end of the video, or you can click on it now. After messing around a little bit, this is kind of what I came up with. So I guess today we're just going to be focusing on the actual drive wheel that bolts to the Jeep and then drives the track itself. So we're gonna get all those figured out today. So with all the little gaps in the track, what I need to do is I need to make something that goes up into those. So then these, I'm building a sprocket, basically. A big old sprocket to drive this track. This piece is what's gonna bolt to my axle, as well as key into the tracks to give it the forward motion when I put force to that wheel. So I guess it's time to design a wheel that does that. It needs to be able to hold an angle iron like this, as well as have teeth that come up and actually go into the track. So let's get designing here. After a little bit of work, this is what I was able to come up with. This should be right. I went ahead and I cut out one, I guess, test piece, and it failed miserably. As you can see, we put it in the track. It needs to be able to fit into those, and it doesn't. So it just doesn't drive in good enough, I guess. So that was my first failed attempt. After that one, I got a little bit smarter, and I made this one. You can see I got smarter and I didn't cut out a big circle to waste steel. I just went ahead and made a little one. That one has the same problem as the first one. And then I went ahead and I made another one, and this one was too small to fit around the calipers. It just wasn't big enough. So there's a minimum size of circle that you can have work properly, I guess you could say, and this was too small for what I was doing. And that led me to my final rendition, which is this piece, and this piece actually meshes in beautifully. If you look, I can wrap it all the way around this, and all of the teeth fit in fine, and you know, it just rolls in really smooth. So that's the pattern we're gonna go with. I wanna cut out a full circle of this, just so I can make sure that everything will work when I'm mounted on the tire itself. So let's cut out a full circle. So I have my scrap steel on there, and I'm just gonna cut out one of the big sprockets so that we can test it on the Jeep and see how it all fits and everything. So here we go. Wow, that's kind of pretty. Nice. That is one serious ninja star. So I'm gonna stack 3 of these deep. 2 of them are gonna catch the 2 holes on the outside of the track, and then 1 is gonna be without these spikes, and it's gonna be the one that bolts to this so that it's all good. This is not a how-to, by the way. I've never built tracks before. So I've got these teeth that come up in through the holes in the track, and then I left these V-groove spots for some angle iron so I can weld it in. So now I have a groove for the angle iron here so that it pulled majority of the weight. Obviously, we're gonna need some steel to do this on. Not a lot, but it's enough. Obviously that sprocket was gonna be way too flimsy, so what I did is I got a sheet of 1/4 inch here, and that's what we'll be cutting the drive sprocket out of. So we need to get that off and onto the plas table. I'm super nervous because this is an expensive piece of steel, and I don't know, it's got a lot of cutting to do. I trust it though. Here we go. Wow, these look amazing. Fresh off the grill. Get them while they're hot, you know? Now, we just need to figure out how to put them together. So I think with just the sprockets alone, like these teeth here, I think it would be able to drive the track properly, but I need to be able to hold this one to this one, and then have a 3rd one like that. So the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna take those angle iron bars, and I'm gonna cut them in, and that will go from one to the other, and then hold the 3rd one as well. That's how I was planning on doing that. Now I need to get all of the angle iron cut to go in between these to hold them together. We'll get one built, and then we'll get it all mocked up and see. We're just gonna start with 4. We'll lay that down like that. Feel like we have something there. This is already starting to look pretty cool. So I don't like this one, and I don't like that one. We'll just have to make new ones, I guess. I designed this one to be the outside facing wheel. The only issue is I need to be able to reach the lug nuts still, and I decided I was gonna do that by making those holes, and those holes are not big enough at all. So that is a problem, kind of a big problem actually. So I need to decide what to do. That might be a problem. Probably just got really expensive. That's why we're doing test fitting. All right, back to the drawing board. Not all these pieces are wasted, but a couple of them are. I did a little redrawing, and I fixed everything that I had a problem with, I think. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna cut it all again just to make sure. I mean, I don't know, we'll see. Wish me luck. Got everything redesigned, recut out. So that means this one's junk. And if you're wondering why I made this a bolt-on centerpiece, I wanted it to be kind of like those older Volkswagens or trailers that have the centerpiece that just unbolts from the rim. And so you can put a different centerpiece in. So basically, to make these tracks fit on any of my other vehicles, all I have to do is recut out this rather than make a whole new drum and everything. So that's why I did it that way, but that's junk. Got this all ground up, nice and shiny. Now it goes on here. I just gotta make sure I do it right, otherwise I'll be wrong. Okay, let's put this up the side like so. Ouch. That pinched my finger and it hurt really bad. That is heavy. It looks heavy anyway. Kind of all looks tilted. Definitely wrong. If I went, how's that? That way's perfect. That's looking pretty good. I'm just gonna throw a couple more tacks on it. So now we need to test fit it on the Jeep. Okay. Oh, what? I didn't even do it right. Where did I go wrong? That sucks big time. I mean, it'll be fine, but what was I thinking? I was thinking I'm not very smart. That's what I'm starting to think. It's not bad. And this. Oh yeah, that's like tracking really well. I like it. The only issue is that I'm an idiot. I gotta make another center. So now that it's like that, you can take all of these and weld them on. So this goes up in here. So this one also goes up in here. So once I get all that welded up, we'll once again fit it. Actually, we need to pull off the back tire and test fit it on that to make sure everything is like, you know, good. Hunky-dory, as they say. I think Robert said that last. Nice. Get that off. These things are gonna weigh a ton. Slap this bad boy on here. It clears. And it's beautiful too. Man, that track sticks like all the way out of the body. I'll get all of these welded on, and then if we like that, we can start cutting out all the rest. You know what? I like it. We're gonna cut out all the rest anyway. We got kind of a late start today on these, but I'm actually pretty impressed with what we got done. I got 2 of these barrels, we'll call them barrels, done. I guess these wheel sprags, and they look awesome. Like, I'm really happy with how they turned out. So tomorrow we can go ahead and get these wheel hubs mounted on here. And basically why I need another hub on there is so that I can build this frame off of it, and the frame is gonna hold the rest of the wheels to keep the track body aligned properly. So this is pretty much the shape they're gonna be. Hopefully we can get those done pretty quick, but yeah, like I said, really happy with what I got done. So we gotta get the other 2 made. We already got them all cut out. They need to be cleaned up a little bit, but I will see you in the morning because I'm gonna go get some dinner. So good morning. It's actually afternoon now, but I went ahead and I made all of these other sprockets. Wheel track sprockets, I don't know what to call them, the drive wheel. Got them all tacked up. They just need to be welded together, and then we can start looking at what needs to happen to get the tracks rolling. So we got the sprocket on the Jeep, and we've got 2 lug nuts holding it on, so it should be pretty solid. The track is tracking pretty good through it, cogs nicely. I don't know what the terms are since I don't deal with tracks a lot. Basically now we need to build a frame or something similar to basically hold the track in place so it doesn't do that, because that would be terrible. that means my track would be broken. So to do that, we need the frame to not spin with this wheel, but we're gonna be mounting to this frame. For that, I think they're Chevy Suburban hubs, 2-wheel drive front hubs, and they're a whole bearing unit, so they should work pretty good. After I knock out a couple of these studs that are in the wrong place, I can then just like nicely slide it in. So now I can build a plate that goes onto that, and then from there I can have my frame thing go out and around. Should look pretty good. So now that it's like that, as this track rotates, I'm gonna have this plate here that doesn't rotate. See how it's not moving? And I can spin it freely. That's what I want. So it goes just like that. And look how that fits nicely in there. Clears everything nicely. So we got quite a lot done. We got all of these wheel cylinder sprocket things welded and finished. That was a lot of work. We got a lot of cleaning to do on them. Got the track kind of where it needs to be on the Jeep. We figured out, I guess, the Suburban wheel bearing assembly, and that will hold the frame all together. So the only thing I've really dealt with tracks has been my dad's Snowcat, and that's got a pretty basic track system on it. I'm excited to see how these work for the Rudicon. And until next time, we'll get these tracks done. Snow tracks!